The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, by Robin Sharma, is an inspiring work that tells the story of Julian Mantle, a successful lawyer who, after suffering a heart attack, abandons his materialistic life to seek true happiness and inner peace in India. There, he meets the Sages of Sivana, who teach him valuable lessons about life, purpose, and gratitude. Through this fable, the book offers practical and spiritual principles for living a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Chapter 1. The Wake-Up Call. Julian Mantle was an exceptionally talented and highly respected lawyer known for his tenacity and brilliance in the courtroom. He worked at one of the most prestigious law firms in the country and had earned a reputation as one of the best litigators. However, Julian's success did not come without significant cost. His professional life was extremely demanding, leading him to work long hours and face immense stress. Julian had reached the pinnacle of material success. He owned a mansion in one of the city's most exclusive areas, drove a bright red Ferrari that symbolized his success, and led a lifestyle filled with luxury. He spent his evenings at elegant dinners and exclusive events, surrounded by equally successful people. Despite all this, Julian felt empty and discontented. The constant pressure and fierce competition had left him physically and emotionally exhausted. He suffered from insomnia, anxiety, and a persistent sense of dissatisfaction. One day, while defending a client in a high-profile case, Julian collapsed in the courtroom. He suffered a massive heart attack that nearly killed him. It was a humiliating and terrifying moment that forced him to confront the reality of his situation. As he recovered in the hospital, Julian had a lot of time to reflect on his life. He realized that despite all his success and wealth, he had no inner peace or true happiness. This wake-up call led him to make a drastic decision. He sold all his possessions, including his Ferrari, and left his legal career. With the money from selling his assets, he decided to embark on a spiritual journey to India in search of deeper answers about the meaning of life and how to achieve true happiness. This was the beginning of a profound and meaningful transformation in Julian's life. Chapter 2. The Mysterious Visitor. After his heart attack, Julian disappeared from public life and the legal world, leaving his colleagues and friends puzzled. No one knew where he was or what he was doing. For 3 long years, nothing was heard from him, and there were numerous speculations about his whereabouts and well-being. Some thought he had found some sort of spiritual retreat, while others feared he had succumbed to his health condition. 3 years later, a transformed Julian reappeared in the office of his old colleague and friend, John. The man who walked through the door was not the same Julian John remembered. Julian seemed rejuvenated. He was slimmer, his skin was tanned, and his eyes shone with an intensity and serenity that was previously unknown. He wore simple but elegant clothes, very different from the expensive suits he used to wear. John, astonished and full of curiosity, asked Julian about his transformation. Julian recounted that after his heart attack, he realized he needed a radical change in his life. He decided to leave everything behind and travel to India in search of answers. During his journey, he heard about the Sages of Sivana, a group of legendary monks living in the remote Himalayas, who possessed deep knowledge about the art of living well. Determined to find them, Julian embarked on a strenuous journey through the Himalayas, facing many physical and mental challenges. Finally, after much effort, he found the sages and was welcomed by them. Julian spent several months living with them, adopting their lifestyle and learning their ancient teachings. The sages taught him practices and principles that transformed his life in ways he never imagined. He learned to calm his mind, cultivate self-discipline, and live with clear purpose. These teachings not only healed his body, but also gave him an inner peace and joy he had never experienced before. Julian was so impressed by these teachings that he felt the need to share them with John and, through him, with the world. Chapter 3. The Miracle of Personal Transformation. Julian explained that his transformation was not just physical, but also mental and spiritual. The Sages of Sivana taught him that true happiness and inner peace do not come from external achievements or material possessions, but from developing and maintaining positive habits and living according to spiritual principles. One of the first principles he learned was the importance of self-control. The sages taught him techniques to calm his mind and focus on positive thoughts. One of these techniques was daily meditation, which Julian adopted as part of his routine. In addition to meditation, the sages taught him the importance of self-discipline. Julian learned to establish and follow a daily routine that included physical exercise, a healthy diet, and spiritual practices. These habits gave him new energy and vitality. The sages also emphasized the importance of living with purpose. They taught Julian to identify his true desires and goals, and to work towards them with determination and focus. By living according to these principles, Julian found a new inner peace and a sense of satisfaction he had never experienced before. Julian shared with John how these principles transformed his life. Waking up every morning with gratitude, practicing daily meditation, and following a strict regimen of exercise and healthy eating were now integral parts of his life. These practices not only improved his physical health, but also gave him a new perspective on life and an inner peace he had never experienced before. Julian emphasized that anyone can apply these principles in their life and experience the same transformative benefits. Additionally, the sages taught Julian the importance of tending to his mental garden. This concept is based on the idea that our mind is like a garden that needs to be cultivated with positive thoughts and cleared of the weeds of negative thoughts. Julian learned several techniques to keep his mind in a positive and productive state, such as the daily practice of gratitude and the visualization of his goals and dreams. Chapter 4. The Wonderful Story of John and the Sumo Wrestler. To illustrate the teachings of the sages, Julian introduced a fable he had learned from them. This fable contains the keys to a full and satisfying life. The story begins in a wonderful garden, full of exotic flowers, tall trees, and a sweet fragrance in the air. This garden symbolizes the human mind, a place of beauty and unlimited potential. In the center of the garden is a lighthouse, representing direction and purpose in life. The lighthouse guides people towards their true north, illuminating the path forward. A sumo wrestler appears in the garden, dressed only in a pink wire cable. The wrestler symbolizes the power of self-improvement and discipline. Despite his unusual appearance, the wrestler is strong and determined, showing that true strength comes from within. While exploring the garden, the wrestler finds a golden stopwatch, symbolizing time and the importance of managing it wisely. Time is our most valuable resource and must be used consciously and deliberately. The wrestler, after finding the stopwatch, feels inspired and begins to walk along a path covered with diamonds. This path represents a life of service and purpose. The diamonds symbolize the opportunities and achievements that can be reached by living according to our deepest values. Finally, the wrestler finds a rose along the path, symbolizing gratitude and joy. The rose reminds us of the importance of being thankful for the small things in life and cultivating a constant attitude of appreciation. Each element of the fable has a deep meaning and offers valuable lessons for living a balanced and meaningful life. Julian explained that by understanding and applying these principles, one can transform their life in profound and lasting ways. The garden represents the mind. The lighthouse represents purpose. The sumo wrestler symbolizes self-discipline and continuous improvement. The golden stopwatch symbolizes time. The diamond-covered path represents service to others, and the rose symbolizes gratitude and joy. Chapter 5. An Extraordinary Garden. Julian explained that the garden in the fable represents our mind. Just like a physical garden, our mind needs to be cared for and nurtured. We must plant positive thoughts and remove negative ones, just as a gardener tends to his plants and pulls out weeds. Julian shared several techniques to keep the mind in a positive and productive state. One of them is the daily practice of gratitude, focusing on the good things already present in your life. Another technique is the heart of the rose, a visualization exercise where you imagine a rose in your heart and focus on its beauty. This practice helps calm the mind and improve concentration, promoting a sense of peace and well-being. Julian also talked about the importance of continuous reading and learning. The sages taught him that feeding the mind with knowledge and wisdom is essential for personal growth. Reading inspiring books and learning new skills are effective ways to keep the mind active and healthy. Additionally, Julian emphasized the importance of surrounding oneself with positive people and avoiding negative influences. Relationships have a significant impact on our mindset and emotional well-being. Surrounding yourself with people who support and inspire you can help maintain a positive attitude and achieve your goals. Julian also introduced the idea of the technique of opposing thoughts. This technique involves replacing a negative thought with a positive one as soon as it appears. For example, if you find yourself thinking, "I'm not good enough," immediately replace that thought with, "I am capable and deserve success." This constant practice helps reprogram the mind to focus on the positive and minimize the impact of negative thoughts. Chapter 6. The Secret of the Lake. Julian recounted how the sages used a technique called the Secret of the Lake to calm their minds and visualize their goals. This technique involves finding a quiet place and closing your eyes, imagining a serene lake. As you focus on the lake, visualize your goals and dreams as if they have already been realized. This practice not only helps clarify your goals but also strengthens your determination to achieve them. Julian explained that visualization is a powerful tool that can transform a person's life. By visualizing your goals clearly and vividly, you program your mind to work towards them. The mind does not distinguish between a real experience and a vividly imagined one, so visualization can help you believe in the possibility of achieving your goals and take the necessary actions to achieve them. In addition to visualization, Julian highlighted the importance of meditation to calm the mind and reduce stress. Daily meditation can improve mental clarity, increase concentration, and promote a sense of inner peace. Julian shared several meditation techniques he learned from the sages, including breath-focused meditation and guided meditation. These practices can help anyone find a moment of calm amid the chaos of daily life and connect with their inner self. The Secret of the Lake technique can also be combined with positive affirmations. As you visualize your goals, you can repeat affirmations that reinforce your belief in your ability to achieve them. For example, you might say, "I am capable of achieving everything I set out to do," or, "I am on the right path to success." These affirmations, along with visualization, can strengthen your confidence and motivation. Chapter 7. The Sumo Wrestler. The sumo wrestler in the fable symbolizes the inner strength and discipline needed to achieve success. Julian explained the concept of Kaizen, which means continuous improvement. The idea is that instead of trying to make big changes all at once, it is more effective to make small, constant adjustments in your daily life. These small changes, when added together, can lead to significant transformation. Julian shared practical examples of how to apply Kaizen in daily life. For example, dedicating a few minutes each day to learning something new or improving a specific skill can have a big impact in the long run. Another practice is to set small, achievable goals that bring you closer to your larger objectives. By celebrating these small achievements, you maintain the motivation and momentum needed to keep moving forward. Julian also talked about the importance of self-discipline and willpower. The sages taught him that discipline is the key to success in any area of life. Developing healthy habits, such as a regular exercise routine and a balanced diet, requires discipline and commitment. However, these habits can have a lasting positive impact on your physical and mental well-being. Julian emphasized the importance of establishing a daily routine that includes time for personal development. This can include reading, meditation, exercise, and learning new skills. By dedicating time each day to improvement and growth, you can stay on the path to your goals and avoid falling into complacency. Chapter 8. The Power of Discernment. The golden stopwatch in the fable represents time, one of our most valuable resources. Julian taught the importance of valuing and managing time wisely. He suggested keeping a journal to plan and organize the day, setting priorities, and ensuring that the most important tasks are completed first. Julian also talked about the importance of saying no to distractions and focusing on activities that truly add value to your life. Managing time effectively allows you to be more productive and achieve your goals more efficiently. Julian shared several strategies to improve time management, such as the time blocking technique, where specific periods of the day are allocated for working on important tasks without interruptions. He also recommended the Pomodoro technique, which involves working in short, focused bursts followed by brief breaks, to maintain concentration and energy. Julian emphasized that time is a finite resource and must be used consciously and deliberately. By learning to manage time effectively, you can achieve a balance between work and personal life, reducing stress and increasing overall satisfaction. Another strategy Julian shared is weekly planning. At the beginning of each week, take time to plan your main tasks and goals. This allows you to have a clear vision of what you need to achieve and how you can distribute your time effectively. Additionally, regularly reviewing your accomplishments and adjusting your plans helps you maintain focus and direction. Chapter 9. The Path of Diamonds. Julian explained that the path covered with diamonds in the fable symbolizes the importance of living a life of purpose and service. Finding and following your personal mission can lead to deep and lasting satisfaction. Julian suggested that each person take the time to discover what truly excites them and how they can contribute to the well-being of others. By living according to your purpose and aligning your actions with your deepest values, you can experience greater joy and fulfillment. Julian shared several questions the sages taught him to help discover his purpose. What activities make you feel most alive and enthusiastic? What unique talents and skills do you have? How can you use these talents to serve others and make a difference in the world?